What's up, YouTube? We are here with some Brothers War cards. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, how are you playing with Brothers War cards when the set's not out online yet? Well, the reprints, for whatever reason, for better or for worse, they allow you to play with the reprints well in advance of, a week in advance of the set actually coming out online. So, we get to play with a card that, this is my favorite card in the set, so I'm pretty ecstatic to be showing this to you guys. It's Diabolic Intent. I had a video discussing this card. Maybe I came in a little high on it. I'm a little bit lower on it now, but I do still think it is a very, very good card, and this is probably the best shell for it, Rakdos Sacrifice. We've made a couple of small deck building concessions to the Diabolic Intents. We have, some tutor targets. We have the one Kari Zev's Expertise, a Meathook Massacre, a Sheoldred, and then one Fable for, for lack of a better term, the grindy matchups. You could place, additional copies of Fable, but I like that you don't have to, clunk up your draws with more threes and you get to play Intent. Obviously, it sets up, the Cat Familiar, the Cat Oven Devil combo, whichever piece of that you're missing. You could tutor for Fatal Push, you could tutor for... It's just you have a lot of good tutor targets. So, big fan of it in this deck. And I'm also playing extra 1-drops here, which I don't normally like Voldaren Epicure. I usually prefer Bloodscythe Harvester, but with the addition of Intent on the curve, I want to be able to utilize... I basically just want to swap Harvester for Epicure. I'm not arguing that Harvester is a worse card, but it's better on the curve when you have Diabolic Intent. So that's why we're playing Epicure. And honestly, the rest of this deck is pretty much the same. We have the one Eaten Alive, which is good to tutor for against Karn. I don't think we'll be tutoring for the Village Rites, but this is effectively just the 5th copy of Deadly Dispute. And then... yeah, that's pretty much it. And then the sideboard, we have a couple of bullets here. We have one Pithing Needle, which you can get against opposing Planeswalkers. We have one Dreadbore, additional outs to Karn, and then one Ob Nixilis you can tutor for against the control decks. And then 2 additional copies of Kari Zev's with 2 events for the mono-green matchup. 3 gold blanks for Phoenix, 4 Thoughtseize for control, and additional copy of Fatal Push for those pesky small creatures. I'm super excited to showcase this to you guys, so let's get into some games. Alright, surely this is the one, chat. This is the one. I'm going to try and play all 5 rounds regardless, because I want to at least have something for YouTube, so... Alright, first league of the stream. Surely this is the first league, so they revealed Giganta. I mean, this hand is kind of awkward, because I have the Haunted Ridge. I can Familiar on 1. Or, I can't Familiar on 1, excuse me. I can go Haunted Ridge on 1. I think this hand's still a keep, but it's pretty close. Well, they can't be on Phoenix because they revealed Giganta. So at least there's that. Unless they're an insane person and cut the time walk, which I don't know why you would do that. Calendar of MTG streamers recreating card arts. So I should do... what art would I do? The Earthbind art? Mocha TOS. I do Lily Out of the Veil. Only the Innistrad version. Crypto.com ads, I don't know. Do you want some crypto? Untap Black Source, please. Green, red vehicles. Should be a fine matchup. Fine-ish. Alright, let's go. Kill an elf. Play an Epicure. Next turn, probably Devil. Now that I have a tutor, have I lost a single game? Yeah. Thank you for asking. Beer and adrenaline. Yeah, not this league, huh? This league, we have not lost a game yet. Alright, I don't care about that. I will declare no blocks. Why didn't they attack? Alright, I think I should start with Village Rites, sack Epicure, kill Elf. Okay, so, alright, well, I guess we're done. I was thinking about something else, but I guess we're done. Alright, green-red vehicles. Event bad, Ob bad. Kari Zev is cracked, because you can actually steal boats with this. This steals vehicles, too, which is kind of sick. Go blank mid. Dreadbore is, okay. Push good. I could see Needle being good, because they have so many boats. Could try it. I think Massacre... I guess Massacre is good against... Isika's Chariots, maybe it's good. Fable's probably kind of mid. Kind of like all my cards. Guess that's not a bad place to be. Why Village Rites and not start with Dispute? Just so I have more mana available. I guess I get 1 mana back off the Village Rites anyways. But I don't know if it matters too much. But yeah, you're probably right. I have to cut 3 of these cards. I can maybe cut the 4th cat? I think maybe there should just be 3 cats in this deck anyways. Maybe because they're like aggressive enough that I could trim the 3rd intent. Could like trim an Epicure, trim an intent, which I don't hate. Yeah, let's try that. I think this is good. Yeah, the treasure might allow me to kill the Stormseeker too, which maybe is better. You're probably right. Karizev Witness Oven 4 lands. It is very, very slow. I don't want to keep it though. Not sure if that's right. I don't want to just mold a Fatal Push though. Didn't need to mold to it because it's just on top of my deck. Why would I ever mull to Fatal Push when I just draw the perfect card? You know? This game is easy. Now we just need a way to crew Chariot if they play it. So I can crew it and sack it. It's pretty hard to do without what you call it? Bloodscythe Harvester. I think I'm just gonna take that block. Right? Yeah, I think I'm down with that trade. Got a land and an Eaten Alive. That's actually kind of pog, because now I can go steal this, Eaten Alive, kill the elf. Oh, no, I can't, because I can't cast the Eaten Alive from... Shit, okay. Whoops. Alright, I done goofed. I should have played this land then. For some reason I thought I could cast the Eaten Alive from here with the Karizevs, but this only casts a spell from your hand. So, can't do that. Still gonna steal this. Might as well attack with it. Bury this in its evidence. Alright, you can go. Does a Tarka Red get anything from Bro? I don't think so. I don't think there was enough good red. Well, the Lava Coil, right? Like, any deck that plays Lava Coil just replaces that with the new Lava Coil. It's just a better version of Lava Coil, but other than that, I don't think so. Okay. I think I have to block sack. I could sack main phase, but I think I need to prevent a little bit of damage here, especially if they play the Lovestruck Beast. 2-2 with haste that gets you a card when it takes damage. I don't think that's better than Karizev, and I think that's the only 2-drop you would consider cutting. Like, you're obviously never going to cut Burning Emissary, never going to cut Bushwhacker, so it's just like, you're limited to how many 2s you can actually play. You don't want to cut a 1 for a 2, for example, you know. Why would they play the Bone Crusher and not the Lovestruck Beast? I guess, oh, they're worried about me having Fatal Push. Yeah, I guess that's fair. I guess that is fair. Yeah, they're playing around push. Cat Hive. Jesus Christ. I don't know, man. Like, I've tried so many lands. Ah! This deck seems poopy. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, chat. Every deck looks bad when you just draw 10 lands a game. Playing Pioneer lands. That's what it fucking feels like. This is insane. Should have 100% attack with the elf there. It's better to just let it die, right? Yeah, it's better to let it die. I guess it's the same thing, right? No, this gives me an extra cat trigger, right? If I do it this way. And then I just leave the cat in the graveyard in case I draw Mayhem Devil. Alright, get back cat, go to 4, sack. I guess I'm not dead. Probably named Sky Sovereign. Go. Yeah, I know. I have to cast it. Kari's Hive is really good versus what most of the bread removal people are playing. Yeah, it's good against Bone Crusher, good against Play with Fire, good against like non-turned-on Fiery Impulse, that kind of stuff. It's better than a land, I guess. I believe I am dead, right? Sack this, go to 4. Block here, sack 2 food, go to 10. Yeah, still take exactly 10. Alright, Edge. Oh, that was game 2. For some reason I thought that was the match. Do you want to change anything? Maybe Dreadbore is fine on the play. Maybe I want Dreadbore over another Epicure? Let's try that. I feel like sack is kind of underpowered right now. I mean, again, like, it's just, we've been drawing so poorly tonight. Like, these matchups are good if you don't get horribly mana flooded. Yeah, that sounds good. Can we board it on land to ensure we get mana screw just for the variety? Oh, yeah, that's the way to do it, right? Flood, 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 board out a land, screw. That is the way to do it. No one drop. Ooh. So you're saying there's a chance, Chad. So you're saying there's a chance. Red-green, unlicensed hearse. I will respond and sacrifice my cat. I think I actually don't get it back, though. Yeah, I think I don't get it back. Play the devil. What, the devil? Yeah, we win these. Midwest, thank you so much for the 3 months. Appreciate you, buddy. Red, there's Strangle. Sack that. Question is, do I get back the cat now? I get back, they tap, I get it back. I have to sack 2 food. Ah, we chillin'. We chillin'. I think it's better to keep the material in play, especially if I draw another devil. Right, yeah, exactly. It's also just better, like, I can sack, they tap, and I sack again. But, like, waiting is a lot better if I draw devils, so... I think I'm just gonna Village Rites now. Claim and a land. Not the best. Not the best. His claims aren't looking too hot, especially if they play a Chariot. Although, I guess if they play Chariot, I can claim a token. So I respond, cat. They respond hearse, I respond cat. Then they cast a removal spell on my cat, I respond push the ooze. Okay, that sounds fine. I think if you're getting it back now, you have to brought it back in response to the coil. Oh, I guess I could have got more damage that way, huh? If I had done it that way. Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, ooze is fine. Back from Dinner has the league going. It could be going better. Let's say that. It could be going better. I'm actually just not going to cast the Fatal Push either. I'm just going to untap, claim the ooze. You're going to eat the witness. Sure, that's fine. Why would they do that? Didn't they just, like, take 1 more damage? I mean, I guess they gained a life too, but... Oh yeah, Pure Modern is this weekend. Don't forget that, chat. I'm trying to think if I should just push the elf. I have 3 cards. Yeah, I think I'm down to push the elf. It just pushes a little bit more damage, because they can actually just block the familiar if I attack. And then we'll go post-combat, sack the ooze. I think I'm just going to discard the land to the Epicure, so I'm going to do it this way. They also paid a life for the forest. Right. It was just like a break-even. Oh, no, they just took an extra damage, right? Because they tapped this, took a damage, gained a life back, but then just took an extra damage on the ooze attack. So yeah, they just took 1 more damage. Heart's Desire. That's fine, I can claim the Lovestruck Beast, which I imagine they're casting. Yeah, that's fine. Weakening our Delve potential? Yeah. What's up, Riza? Alright, end of turn. Discard this. Hive of the Eye Tyrant. Alright, so I will steal your Lovestruck Beast. Oh, they're going to crew with the Hearse in response. They didn't. I'm kind of surprised they didn't tap the Lovestruck Beast. Well, I mean, I'll attack. I doubt they're trading for a 1/1 when they're at 9 life. How am I doing? I'm doing good. Doing good. Learning some things. This is actually sick because we get 2 food off of this. Which is, like, kind of relevant, especially with Cat versus Hearse. The Hive's pretty good, too, if they just tap out for Boat. They're just not using Hearse. I don't know why. Yeah, they have Hearse in play, too. Like, I don't know what's going on. I guess we got a paid actor. I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards 2 copies rather than 3. But it is good. It is good. S-Man's playing red-green, almost certainly, because he doesn't play anything else. I mean, this hand's fine. I'm going to keep it. Doesn't have a Fatal Push for an elf, but I think it's better in combo decks. I mean, this deck is kind of a combo deck. You're just trying to set up, you know, Devil plus Cat plus Oven. It's like a loose definition of the word combo, but... Oh yeah, Fauna Shaman, go for the throat. Yeah, okay. Unfortunately, chat, I really don't think Fauna Shaman is playable in Pioneer. I wish it was. Go for the Throat is new to Pioneer, and people will play that card. I think that is a pretty significant upgrade to some other stuff. I guess I Eaten Alive kill the Bone Crusher Giant. Hope to hit a land off the Witness. Pretty good, too. That one is pretty good, too. We do, in fact, take those. Okay. Yeah. Another Fatal Push. I could kill their Elf. Playing Devil here is so bad if they have Boat, but I think I just have to do a little bit of gambling. Again, I just don't want to use 1 of my mana when I could use 3 of it. Yeah, Baneful Quandary. That was originally in Scars of Mirrodin, right? Oh. Forgot that S-Man loves his main deck of Crown Wars. This is actually kind of hilarious. Because my Sheoldred is going to be forced to attack. And after it attacks, it's going to deal damage to itself, which means it's going to kill itself. Now, granted, I could Deadly Dispute it the turn after. And there's no way I could just not cast the Sheoldred this turn, right? Like, I have to cast it. Like, yeah, it's super awkward that they have this, but... Okay, my thing has to attack. Commander players go to get wrecked. So much for $15 Quandaries. That card was $15? Why was that card $15? That's insane. Filed for comp after my opponent cast Diabolic Intent against me. Illegal cards. I got my entry fee back already. Nice. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. God, what do I do this turn? Sheesh. I mean, I'm gonna attack first. Yeah, let's just go to attacks. This thing has to attack. I don't have a choice. Sure. Interesting block. $13. Let me get Mayhem Devil back if it doesn't die. Yeah, but I have to attack. I guess I could have just... I could have Deadly Disputed sack the Sheoldred, right? Oh, wait, I'm stupid. My Sheoldred's not going to die. I'm an idiot. I was thinking of something else. They crew Chariot, we get nothing. Oh yeah, they could have just crewed the Chariot, right? I think I'm passing. And then if they go to crew the Chariot, I can just go... Dispute, sack Familiar, sack the Treasure, push the Chariot. Oh yeah, it is gonna die. Never mind, I'm dumb. Okay, I'm just gonna pass. Yeah, it's gonna die this turn, right? It's gonna die this turn. So I wonder if I should dispute now to gain the 4 life. Probably should, right? Dispute now to gain the 4 life. Or no, I just sack the Sheoldred. Yeah, this is fine. I just sack the Sheoldred. And then I don't gain the 4 life, but I get the blocker. Second Intent's kind of sketch. We have the option of playing Intent or Dispute, and we're going to play Dispute. I mean, most of the time, that is what you're going to do, because you want to see what you draw before you want to tutor. Like, that's just how the cards work, you know? I think there's, like, a decent chance that I maybe just go for the Meathook Massacre. Funnily enough, I don't think I can afford to block. No, I just kind of have to. God, this is so tough. God, this is not great. This is not going well. Main deck curse. All right, Didge. This is a good showing for Intent. No shit. All right, let's bring in Fatal Push. Sorry, Chad. It's just like I'm just hearing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, I understand that. I get it. I appreciate the feedback, but it's just like you can only hear the same thing over and over again before you just start to get annoyed. Starting to get really annoyed. I'm just going to stop talking as that. This is going to be a mute stream now. Doesn't help that I just, like, can't have an appropriate mix of land and spells ever. Do I like Witness? Yeah, Witness is great. Witness is way better than Epicure. I'm only playing Epicure because I want more stuff to sack on turn 2, but probably better in Greasefang than in here. Maybe, yeah. No, the next deck that I want to try is the Jund Citadel deck, which I think also got a massive upgrade. We're gonna try Jund Citadel after this. Probably just fire off the elf, right? The problem with, like, fire off elf into devil is they're probably just gonna have lava coil for it. But I do think I have to kill the elf. Should have maybe attacked first. This blocking is just better for me, obviously. I'm making a Citadel list with it right now. Yeah, I'm kind of the opinion that it's probably better in those, like, more combo-focused decks than a deck like this. Like, I think this is a decent home for it, but I don't... Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that shit. I think maybe you're better off just playing Bloodscythe Harvester as just, like, more ways to keep the cards flowing. No, I know that, JS. I know. I was just thinking that deck that plays a lot of cards that want to be sacrificed and has payoffs for sacrificing creatures, like, it just seemed like a good inclusion, but feels like that's just not how it's panning out. Just gonna play boat and I can't win. Yeah, S-Man is the person who's playing a ton of boats. Also bad. I didn't want to fire up the dead because they just trade for it. Just have to hope they don't have a vehicle this turn. Because if they play a chariot or a boat, they can crew the devil with the trigger on the stack. Alright. I'm off it. You win. Next match. God. It's like you can't ever draw the second one. It's not, there's like spots where it's not good early. So I think it's like okay in this deck, but 3 copies I think is too many. I think if I were to kind of try this again, I'd probably get down to 2 copies. Alright, Sand's fine. Yeah, Harvester is good, so... Should Wizards make Asmel plus Cookbook legal in Pioneer? No. God, no. That stuff is way too good for Pioneer. We lost to S-Man Pile? You maybe lost to the best deck in the format? This one. Maxing 1-drops to sack 2 Intent isn't that practical game 1 we don't know where we want to tutor turn 2. Yeah, no, right, yeah, that's another issue too, is like... Is Kaladesh Pioneer legal? Yeah, it is. Godless Shrine, Concealed Courtyard. Oh boy, Pyre of Heroes. I think I kind of want to end of turn Village Rites the Witness away. Okay. Those are cards. Those are, in fact, cards. And then next turn we can go Kari Zevs, if they play a creature, obviously. Kari Zevs, Deadly Dispute, sack the creature, or something like that. Or you just play a second Mayhem Devil, too, so... In that case, clearly this deck needs Overchase for the Witches of an Interaction. 3 black, make a food. No, I'm not going to play Overchase. Pyre of Heroes versus Mayhem Devil, you'll love to see it. Yeah, Dome Shot ya. What's up? Just casual Dome Shot ya. Do they have a 2-drop that kills Mayhem Devil? We shall see. Charming Prince. That is not a 2-drop that kills Mayhem Devil. 5 cards in hand, huh? What if I... what if I Kari Zevs take their Pyre of Heroes and just sack it to Dispute? Oh no, this is creature or vehicle. I don't know why I thought you could take any artifact. Never mind, never mind. It's creature or vehicle. I thought it was creature or artifact. Alright, well in that case, probably just going to attack and play a second Devil. I don't really want to just steal a Charming Prince. I feel like I can get much better use out of this. Alright, proceed. Proceed. As we proceed... Father creatures gain 3 life on ETB. The Mayhem Devil can never kill you. Is that how that works? I don't think that's how that works. I think you think that's how that works, but... Okay. So they can sack Lieutenant, which only gets me 2 Devil triggers. Isn't Wishclaw Talisman a better tutor? No. Wishclaw Talisman is unplayable. Why would you... What? So much mana. Like, the idea about Intent is you get benefits off of sacrificing a creature, whether it's, like, trigger off of this, or Mayhem Devil trigger, you know what I mean? It's just, like, the whole point is you get more stuff off of it. Alright, well, they're extremely dead. I guess they still have 4 cards in hand, but... Saktos opponent stole my other Gargoth last week, and I wanted to end... Yeah, pretty good against that one, huh? Okay, so we can go claim this. Can go Kari Zevs this. Cast Deadly Dispute, sack this. Ping this, shoot you. 3, 6, 10. I believe they're dead. Maybe not quite dead. But I mean, they're close enough to dead, right? And then I can go Springs. No, they are dead. They are dead. Yeah, they're dead. They're dead. Go Springs, Intent, sack this. Chat, we won the game with Diabolic Intent. Are you proud of me? We literally won the game with Diabolic Intent. Put on the scoreboard. Put it on the scoreboard. Am I winning? No. It's, you know, it's not going great, but there are some things that I learned tonight, and we can rebuild, chat. We can rebuild. I don't think I want Thoughtseize. I could Needle for the Pyre of Heroes. I don't know how concerned I am with that. Win 1 match buying my Intents now. You love to see it. When are Decklist due? I think 10:30 on Saturday. Yeah, 10:30 on Saturday. Either 10:30 or 10:45. But one of those two. They're due by Saturday. Yeah, Thoughtseize bad. Dreadbore is, like, okay. Extinction Event could be okay, but it feels like they're kind of split on the mana curve. I think I'm going to cut the Sheoldred. Or the Sheoldred. Fable kind of slow. Could bring in more expertises. Maybe keep the Fable. Fable. Yeah, let's try this. Yeah, so I think what I've learned tonight so far is 3 and 10 is too many. I think 2 is probably good in a list like this. Because, again, you're not, like... you're not necessarily trying to always set up an A plus B combo, but, you know, it's like, it is decent at finding Mayhem Devil or the second copy of the Cat Oven, whatever you're missing, you know what I mean? I'm gonna put back the Haunted Ridge with this hand. Those prices are really high. Well, if you think those prices are high, you don't want to know what I paid for my intents. I probably overpaid for mine. Your mission is to get Sheoldred out and win by casting Peer into the Abyss? No. Mission not accepted. I paid 30 apiece. And I got the Battle Bond ones. This is what happens when hype gets to me, you know? I see a card, and I'm, like, super hyped about it, and I just impulse buy. No, not online. This is in paper. Online, I got these for, like, 5 tickets. So. Bro Intent costs around 15 to 18 on your pre-sale, though. Right, but that's pre-sale, though. Pre-sale is, it's gonna tank. Like, the Brothers War versions of Diabolic Intents will be, like... I'd be shocked if they're more than $10. I'm just gonna play a land and pass. And try to cast Fatal Push this turn. Next turn I can set up Claim Intent, probably for Devil. Yeah, the Mengu School of Investment. Buy high. Buy high, never sell. You love to see it. I'm not gonna Fatal Push this thing. It's also, like, really bad if they have Extraction Specialist. Old Ways Dre, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Claim Intent, tutoring for another intent. No, I'll probably just tutor for another claim. Yeah, the art on it's pretty good. I like the art on the Battle Bond version. Let the plebs play bro version, BBD still better art. Well, I mean, nothing holds a candle to the plane shift version, but when I was buying them, the plane shift version was like 40, and the version that I bought was 30, and I was like, do I really want to, you know, spew an extra $40? Alright, I think I'm gonna push now just to use my mana. Not sure if that's good, but... Dude, every fucking time... I'm just gonna cast Deadly Dispute. I'm just gonna cast Deadly Dispute, chat. Oh, man. Alright, at least I drew another intent, so now I can go Karizev's intent, which is decent. Intent for Sheoldred. I boarded it out, I think. Thought it was too slow. Kinda wish I kept it in now, but... It's the Brian Brunduin version. Yeah, it's not Battle Bond, it's Brian Brunduin. Oh no. Chat, they're going off. They are going off. The bro art is sick. I don't love it. Alright. Ship it. I guess I will cast Diabolic Intent. And I will search for... Honestly, I think it's just Cat. Yeah, it's gotta just be Cat, right? Oh, they want me to sell my soul. Diabolic Intent access copies 5 to 8 of Deadly Dispute solely because I can grab Deadly Dispute. Maybe I should just be getting Deadly Dispute more often with this. Invocation Deadly Disputes. Yeah. I think the Invocation version of this card in paper is still a lot of money. Like, it is an EDH card. People do play this card a lot in EDH, so I get it. You ever just Demonic Tutor for a Cauldron Familiar? You ever just do that? What are they doing in combat? No? Alright, fair. Good talk. This next problem is you just tutor 11 creatures. Functional copy of Deadly Dispute in Kamigawa. What's it called? Diabolic Tutor for Orzhov Basilica. Oh, we're going too deep now. It's called Reckoner Bargain? I did not even know that card existed. I did not know that card existed. Why haven't people tried that out in SAC before? Huh. Weird. Yeah, you gain life instead of treasure, which, like, is fine, honestly. I didn't know that card existed. I mean, I can intent sack the familiar. The problem with that is if I intent sack familiar... You know what I kind of want to do? I kind of want to fire up the den, just so I can sack the 1/1 when they block it to get another food. And then next turn, when I intent sack the familiar, it ends up being better for me. I think I like that. Because I just want the extra 1/1. And I'm pretty happy if they want to trade Kudro for Den, obviously. I think that trade's decent. How's intent been? It hasn't been great. It's been a lot worse than I had thought it was. I think what it comes down to is just like... I think it's just like... That's kind of not what this deck is trying to do. It's not what this deck is about. This deck is trying to nickel and dime, you know? You're not trying to tutor for, like, one specific card. I guess there are some matchups where Mayhem Devil is nuts, and, like, obviously, yes, you can tutor up the second half of Cat Oven if you're missing that, but you're not trying to tutor up, like, a specific card that ends the game on the spot, you know? Like, tutoring Greasefang. You cast Greasefang on 3, you win the game. Tutoring Citadel. You cast Citadel, you win the game. There's a lot of cards that, like, you know, you're better off trying to... You know what I mean? Just, like, trying to play more fair mid-range cards, if that makes sense. Right. Instead as a trap. It might have been. I might have overhyped it a little bit. Perhaps I might have overhyped it a little bit, chat. Intent for Dispute when there are 5 more copies of Dispute that exist already. It was a joke, dude. Reflector Mage. That's not great. So I also can't cast it again. The new Anger Shatter. Yeah, but, like, the problem when you start playing these bullets is then you draw them and they kind of, like, clunk up your draw, which has happened quite a bit, you know? Alright, we'll go to game 3. I mean, I really don't like Sheoldred against Reflector Mage. Still don't think Extinction Event is that good. Just gonna run this back. Miss Reflector Mage in Modern? So you miss humans? Well... Boy, do I have the tournament for you. Pure Modern. Exclamation point, Pure Modern chat. This Saturday. Do not forget, this Saturday, if you're not registered and you would like to play in the event, all you need to do is be a subscriber to the channel. And then there is, once you're subscribed to the channel, link your Twitch to Discord. There's a sub-only page in the Discord. Gets you a link to the Melee event and also gets you a code to enter in the Melee event. Put the code in the event, hit submit. There you go. You're in. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're at a Camelot concert. Nice. That sounds dope. Still not sure if Greasefang wants Intent. I think Intent's good in the Citadel decks. Yeah, I'm going to play the Citadel deck after this. Does Pioneer even have that many good Silver Bullet style cards? I mean, this deck we have, like, a Sheoldred, a Massacre, a Fable for grinding. Those are pretty much the only 3. And then we have one Kari Zev's main deck, but... Not a ton. There's not a lot, but... Some pretty high impact ones, I would say. Reckoner's Bargain would be decent in both Citadel decks. Yeah, that's true. The life matters a lot more. Excited to see what Dark Horse deck will come out Saturday. Well, Tater Tot's playing Boggles, so... Maybe Tater Tot's just going to crush everybody with Boggles. This. Attack. Creature decks back in the menu. We'll combo about tune in this Saturday to find out. Yeah, there you go, Sean. There you go. Intent being a sideboard card's kind of weird. Alright, I'm not going to cast Fatal Push here because if I Fatal Push and they have Extraction Specialist, it's kind of mid, so I'm just going to play the Devil. Which obviously is, like, not ideal if they have Reflector Mage, but... Yeah, being a sorcery is kind of awkward for sure. Because, like, the thing about Deadly Dispute that makes it so powerful is you just have a thing, and if your opponent has a removal spell and you sack it in response, then you kind of get some good value that way, but... And you can't do that with Intent. That's the issue. I've also, like, really missed the Companion. Maybe it's just because I'm flooding out every game, but I have really missed the Companion. Alright, miss a land drop top bottom, so they have a land on top. I will attack first. If they double block, I will Fatal Push. And I will play another Mayhem Devil. Your turn. Sideboard 4 intent and 11 one-ofs. Yeah, that sounds like not a good use of your sideboard space. They probably have Reflector Mage. Yeah. Question is, do I want a Fatal Push now? I chose not to play the Witness so I could hold up Fatal Push in case they had something that I wanted to push, but maybe that was worse than just playing the Witness. I really don't want to cast Fatal Push yet. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to play 2 Witnesses and chill. I'm fine just playing, like, developing and all this stuff. I guess this sucks if they have a second Reflector. Think push Reflector. I kind of want to save it. I don't know. I guess I don't know what I'm saving it for. Yeah, I guess I should have pushed the Reflector, huh? I didn't think they had a 3rd Charming Prince. No, I'm just casting it. I'm not going to compete in it. I mean, am I supposed to play around the 3rd Charming Prince? They already have 2 in play. I don't think I'm supposed to play around the 3rd Charming Prince. Like, I'm not going to push it now. Surely they don't have the 4th Charming Prince, right? Alright, go, I guess. I mean, they still can't really do anything. They can't attack. I guess if they draw Lieutenant, maybe. But I already get Specialist. They have no graveyard. Oh, I see what you're saying. They can sack the Prince, get back the Prince, Prince blink the Reflector. Sure. But now I don't care if they Reflector. I have nothing good in play. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how you lose this deck anyways. Well, I don't know. I mean, they could attack me. They're just gonna shove with everything, right? I guess I double block a Charming Prince with the 2 Witnesses. And then maybe... God, that's so bad if they have Specialists, though. What if I chump block a Charming Prince, take 8, and then push this end of turn? I think I like that. Yeah, I think I like that. I don't want to put a Charming Prince in the graveyard in case they have Specialist. Maybe this is bad, but... Okay. I mean, drawing Dispute's not awful, because I have Claim, obviously. Not terrible. One of my friends plays a version of this deck in paper. The grind has insane. According to him, one of the best matchups is red black mid range. I agree. When I was playing Sack before, that was like the reason to play Sack, because you were favored against Rakdos mid. Okay. So now they can sack Prince. But if they sack Prince, get Specialists. Oh, Esper Pirate Humans. Okay. Yeah, this deck's good. I played a little bit of this deck. If they blink Reflector, then I'll just push it. They are blinking Charming Prince. No, I'm good with that. I am Gucci with that. I mean, the problem is, like, there's so much shit in play. And I only have 2 red, so I can't go, like, Claim plus Kari Zevs into Oven. I guess I can go Claim this, attack for 3, sack it to Dispute. I think. Kari into Claim into Oven. Right, but then I can't cast the Dispute. I'm short mana if I... You know what I mean? If I go Kari into Claim into Oven, then I also can't cast the Dispute. Like, there's no point in casting the Claim and the Kari if I can't cast the Oven and the Dispute. That's the whole point. See what I'm saying? You're at 12? I think I'm going to keep the treasure around. I'm going to try and just set up for a big Mayhem Devil turn. I know Squee. What do you mean? What's Squee? Hasn't 10 failed so far. Not as good as I thought it was. Maybe not just in this deck. I think it's going to be better in some of the other decks we play, like the Citadel deck. I think it's decent in Greasefang, but I kind of get what chat's saying. We're just like, this is just a deck about resources. It's not looking for any specific card. So I think that might be why we have seen that Intent's not quite as good in this deck. But we're going to play some Citadel after this, and I do expect it to be very good in Citadel. The Hearse. Okay. I just assume that Mayhem Devil is just a thing to do with DI. Yeah, but, like, it's kind of expensive, you know. It's also that. I think a couple copies in this deck is good, but, like, 2 max, maybe 1, as just, like, the 5th copy of, you know, Dispute or something. Whatever, I'll just take it. Try 2 Bargain in the Citadel deck as well. No. The thing about it in that deck is you're a Coco deck, so you don't have a lot of room. I'm only playing 3 Intents in that version, or in that deck. Like, you need to have a lot of Coco hits. So you can't play, like, Coco and Intent and this, and also make sure that you have enough Coco hits. Like, it just doesn't, the math doesn't work. I feel like I'm just so dead. Like, I can do a lot of stuff with Mayhem Devil. I don't know if I can do enough stuff, though. Is Meathook on the table? Oh, true. If I just draw a land... Yeah. Right? If I draw a land, I can just get Meathook. I guess I can Oven Sack the Witness to try and get a Meathook? Like, how much can I do this turn if I just Devil? Not a lot, right? So I can go 3 mana, play Devil, sack this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna YOLO for an untap land. I think this is better. Can beat up for 2. I need an untap land. Now I can beat up for 2. But not with a tap land. Well, this is pretty fucking good. What are they getting back? They're getting back Reflector Mage. Yeah, I don't really care about that. So we gain 5 life. And we even have the cat in the graveyard because they couldn't exile with Hearse. Intent looking pretty good here. Intent looking pretty good here, huh, chat? Huh, chat? Is that a good intent? Pretty good Diabolic Intent. Are there specific cards in Bro that you're expecting to show up in Atlanta? Seems like she's a crapshoot with some of the power in the set. Oh, okay. So they want to bounce that? I'm cool with that. I think. I mean, you could talk about the monogreen card sideboard targets like the Stone Brain and some of the other artifacts. You could talk about. I think that like the Lava Coil is a good upgrade, but I don't think there's a lot that like creates a bunch of new archetypes. You know, like some upgrades to existing archetypes. Like I think there's a couple of cards for the Bard class deck. The 2-mana legend I think is pretty good, and the 3-mana 2/3 legend that makes mana is pretty good. Yeah, there's not like, you know, there's not like a Ledger Shredder or a Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Just some decent upgrades. But yeah, most of the upgrades are to Mono Green, which, you know, already is the best deck and is getting a ton of upgrades, so I'd be pretty shocked if Karn made it out of the next ban list announcement. I'll tell you that much. Alright, they can just do this. Bro, how do I stop them from, like, endlessly making a bunch of shitters? How do I stop them from doing this? Do we think Soldiers has enough legs now? I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it has enough legs, but I'm certainly gonna try it. Run them out of Specialist. I mean, it's kind of hard. I use my only Wrath. Oh, I can still play the cat this turn. That's very good for me. So their Specialist gets back Prince. I gotta be pretty close to killing them, right? I guess the awkward part is they have the Hearse, which makes this kind of interesting. You know what I could do? I could steal their Hearse. What if I did this? What if I go Karizev's Expertise, take your Hearse, off of the Expertise play Familiar, land Devil, tap the Devil, crew the Hearse. That's interesting, right? Because the Hearse, that does kind of fuck things up a little bit. Trying to think of what else I could do. I think I have to take the Hearse, because the way that I'm winning this game is like with familiar loops. So we go tap 3, expertise, take this, play the cat, play land, play devil, tap devil, crew the Hearse, sack the Hearse. I don't get to kill anything with the devil trigger, though, is the issue, and they might be able to go too wide. I'm trying to think if I have a better play. I don't think I do. I own Hearse to stop their loop would be nice. Oh, right, I can just eat... Oh, shit, I can just eat 2 of their cards in the graveyard. I can actually wait until end of turn and see what they target. Oh, that's actually insane. Okay. Yeah, so let's go steal this. This is actually kind of nuts. Right? Yeah, this is actually kind of sick. Sure, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to attack with that anyways. I wonder if I even play cat off of it, actually. I think I'd rather play the Witness, right? Yeah, because I'm not looping the cat this turn anyways. Right? Yeah, I'm not going to loop the cat this turn regardless, so I might as well just play the Witness, because I'd rather block with this. So we can go to end step, wait for the Prince to come back, whatever they target, eat with the Hearse, then crew the Hearse, sack it to oven. Yeah, yep. Alright, so we're going to target... I guess Prince and Bloodsoak Champion. And I get 2 food. That's true, because it's 5 toughness. That is a good point. I just have to make sure I can survive, which might not be the easiest with 1 blocker, especially if they have Lieutenant. I guess I will Dome Shot you for 1. Target Lieutenant over Champion. I guess that's true. The Champion probably doesn't matter that much. Yeah, 3/6. Yeah, if they just have, like, Reflector Mage plus Lieutenant, I'm dead. 3/6/10. I'm almost just dead to Reflector Mage. They have 10 power. Yeah, I probably should have targeted the Lieutenant. I think you're right. Because I don't think the Champion matters that much. Right? Yeah, I don't really think the Champion matters that much. Like, they have enough stuff to do with their mana. They're not going to get back the Champion. And also, like, even if they do I care? I have a Mayhem Devil. I don't care about a 2/1. I mean, I feel like if I get to untap with 2 Devils plus Cat plus Oven, I think we're chilling, but the question is, will we get to untap? What's up, Brad? This has been a really long game. Extremely long game. Just got here as Diabolic Intent so far. One of the mods should, like, make a clip of what I've been saying. But basically, long story short, this deck is about accumulating resources, not trying to set up A plus B. And Diabolic Intent is very good in decks that are trying to set up A plus B, and it feels like that's not what this deck is trying to do. So I think it is a fine card, and I think you could play 1 to 2 copies, but it's not nearly as good in this deck as I thought it was. Seeing how the games play out. Since we had the food, would it have been better to play the cat, or did we not care since we're playing it next turn? The problem with playing cat Full Metal Adept is if they have Reflector Mage for my blocker, I have to play the cat next turn. And if they Reflector Mage my cat, I am fucked. Then I can't set up the cat loop with Oven. To be fair, Intent was incredible this game, because I intented for a Massacre and killed 6 creatures, and no other card in my deck would have gotten me out of that, so... Intent was very good this game. Did you factor in the 3 life they're going to gain, Brad? I don't know if I can lethal them through this. Okay, that's interesting. Easily if they're not interacting. Yeah, maybe. We'll have to see what they have. Didn't think about that line or hear if you mentioned anything of an explanation of your line. Yeah, no, I got you, Adept, I got you. So each loop, so Cat ETB, assuming they don't gain any more life, Cat ETB, put them to 10, sack Cat, oh wow, I get 2 more damage this way too. I'm just going upstairs, right? What did they sack? They sacked the Charming Prince, they're getting a 3. Do they have any specialists left? They have 1 specialist left. But killing one of their creatures doesn't do anything against specialists, right? Like, if I kill a specialist, that doesn't change what they can get back. I'm just gonna go upstairs. They have another Reflector. Oh, they probably have another Reflector. That's very bad for me. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know if I can beat that. Damn it! That's interesting. I mean, I'm sure I can survive with the food tokens, right? Yeah, and I think I'm also going to Kari Zev's the Reflector Mage. I guess maybe that's pointless. So I can claim the Specialist just to gain 3 life. I'm just trying to think if I want to also steal the Reflector Mage. I don't think so. I think I'm just going to play Cat, play Tap Land, sack 2 food. And then sack the Specialist, obviously. So this gets me to 8. White, blue. What are they casting? Cathar Commando. Oh, blowing up the Massacre is so good for them. I assume that's what they're blowing up, right? Yeah, that sucks. Oh, right. They're going to block sack. Yeah, block sack makes sense. So I'm not gaining life, which means I'm just going to sack now, because I don't gain the life anyways. And then I can go post-combat, play Cat, play Hive, ship, gain 6, go to 13 with a blocker. I think I'm getting another turn. Gloomshot! Thank you for the 3 months, buddy. Much appreciated. Shout out to Gloomshot, doing all the editing for the YouTube. Which, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube chat, ! YouTube. Go over there, hit that subscribe button, completely free of charge. I promised I won't charge anything. I do have a YouTube channel. I do, in fact, have a YouTube channel. Wait, they targeted the oven? Oh. I just assumed they were going to target the Massacre. I feel like this is better for us. No? I think this is better for us. I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but... Yeah, I'm just not going to sack any food. We have lethal? No, not quite. I don't think we have lethal. Oh, we do. Yeah, I just go play devil, hold priority, sack 3 food, 6U, ETB cat, they go to... Yeah, this is lethal. Yes, this is lethal. Yeah, this is lethal. If they have nothing. Which, I wonder what they can get with the Pyre. Okay, they're getting a 2? What 2 could they be getting? We're gonna find out. Another Prince to gain 3 life, maybe? Okay. Sure. Okay. So this one is probably gonna gain 3, right? Oh, they're gonna gain 3. They're not dead. Oh, okay, they are dead. Oh, I can't believe I won this game. Holy shit. This game was nuts. Wait, didn't they know about the 2 devils? They knew that I had 2 devils in hand, right? I think they had to gain 3 life there. This game was insane, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, they know I have 2 devils. They know this is lethal. They know about 1? No, they know about both. I had 2 in play on a turn where they reflected me. They know about both. They 100% know about both. Yeah, they reflected both of them. What a game, dude. What a game. My god. What a game. Sheesh. Both in play at one time? Yeah, they were both in play at the same time. There was turn 3 and turn 4 stuff going on. Like, holy crap. That was a good match for the YouTube. Alright, 2 and 1. What do we got? Karuga the Macro Sage. I feel like this matchup is maybe not great for us, because they have 4 copies of Temporary Lockdown. That card is pretty hard to beat. GG's Elbow, GG's buddy. That match was crazy. How do we beat 3 copies of Temporary Lockdown? Should have looked at your mana before my end step. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, I think you knew about both the Mayhem Devils. That was a really tight game, though. A really tight match. I can't believe I fought through all that stuff. I thought for sure the game was over when I cast the Massacre, and then I was like, oh, you can just get the chain back. You just get everything back into play. I accomplished nothing. My left total doesn't matter against them. Okay. I mean, they probably have binding, but, like, I don't really think there's anything I can do about it. Just have to play Devil and Rage. Probably gonna get bindings. They just have Stomp. Which is good timing, because that means I lose the trigger on Witness. Good play by them. I don't think I played against Red Black Sack in like 2 months. Tutor for Massacre was sick. Yeah, the Tutor looked really good that game when I got the Tutor for Massacre. That was so sick. And I needed to hit an untapped land, too. I'm gonna try and spike a Fatal Push here. I could maybe go... Oh, I should have went after the Bone Crusher, right? Yeah, I probably should have went after the Bone Crusher. Because I could have actually killed it. I was thinking to draw Fatal Push, but... I think now we just chill. Yeah, now we just chill, I think. Should have attacked first. Why would I offer the trade? I would never attack first. Right? Guess I could have also killed the Bone Crusher there, but, like, I'm just gonna kill it when I untap, right? I guess not if they killed the Devil. Yeah, go. Oh, I see what you're saying. Attack with the Witness. I can intend for push. It's actually not that bad. Oh. I think they're dead. Okay, let's do some math here, chat. So, claim the Bone Crusher. Intent, sack the Epicure, push the Omnath. 10, attack for 7. I think I'm 1 point short? I think I'm 1 point short, right? Claim this. Intent, sack the Epicure, push. Get push, push this. Can I intend for something else? Oh, wait, I can intend for the Kari Zevs, right? I have enough mana? I have exactly enough mana. I go claims. Yeah, I have enough mana. Okay, I have enough mana. We're good. We're good. Claim this. Yeah, this is exactly enough. Claim this. Intent, sack the Epicure, dome them to 10. Get Kari Zevs. Land Kari Zevs, steal the Omnath. Attack you for 10. Other way was +1 mana. I mean, it doesn't matter if they're dead, right? Requiem. Oh, I see what you're saying. Sure. Easy clap. +1 for Diabolic Intent. Oh, Samson, you must love the Diabolic Intents, right? You must love the Diabolic Intent. That card's so dope. I don't know. I want that card to be good so bad. I think it's not as good in this deck, but it's just an awesome card. All right, so let's bring in the Thoughtseizes. This matchup is awkward because, like, I kind of want Fatal Push for Bone Crusher and Omnath, but I have to figure out, like, how many claims and pushes I want. I'm gonna cut all of them for now, and we can add after. Because, like, I'm cutting the obvious bad cards, you know? I think the Kari Zevs are just better versions, because they can also steal their 5-drops. I think I want as a 2 of. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, too. I think 3 is too many. I started with 4, and then I went down to 3, and then I think 2 is probably where I want to be. I wonder if Sheoldred's too slow against them. Might be. Yeah. I might just want 1 Claim the Firstborn if they have a Bone Crusher Giant, just to be able to tutor for. I think that's fine. Sheoldred versus Karuga. True, that is true. Like, are you okay with cutting all the Fatal Pushes? Because the only target for Fatal Push is Bone Crusher Giant. I guess Omnath too, but with 3 Kari Zevs, I think I can let them... I think I'm okay with this setup. Maybe I could cut the 3rd Intent, but Fable tokens too. Sure, but, like, what do you want to cut for Fatal Push? Do you want to trim, like, trim Intent, trim Epicure, 2 Fatal Push or something? I could see that. I could buy that. Like, trim, 2 Fatal Push. Let's go with that. We trim a cat in an oven. I guess trimming a cat in an oven is fine against temporary lockdown. Because they do have 4 lockdowns in their deck, so... Gotta go to 5, I think. Okay, this is a reasonable 5. I think I'm putting back the 2 expensive cards. It's a reasonable 5. I'm going to play Witness on 1. The glory, the pain. Intent makes me want to sideboard some Feed the Swarm or Dead Takami for these enchantment gamers. Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, Feed the Swarm is sick against their deck, especially against Binding or Lockdown. I could see that. What you got? I'm just gonna take Fable. The rest of their hand is like not that great. Probably just don't play the Devil. That's actually not a bad draw. Because I'm obviously not going to play the Devil into the Binding, but if they cast the Binding, we get some value out of it. Phyrexia, have a good night, buddy. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. How does the Hippo Fire stack beat Mono Green? I don't think they do. I don't think they do. I mean, Lockdown is good against green, but... Oh, this is so awkward. I guess I'm just passing. Maybe I'm supposed to just cast the Dispute. Develop my mana a little bit. Because, like, I'm not going to blank their Binding. They're just not going to cast it. Hit my land drops. And they draw fires. Would not be great. They drew Omnath. Fuck. It's bad. I guess it's not horrible because I have the expertise, but they do get to go to 20. We know they have Binding Verdict X. What am I tutoring for is the question. I also think I'm going to just give up the treasure to get in 4 damage. I believe that is worth it. Oh, but then I can't cast the card that I get off the intent. You want to get Oven? What does Oven really do, though? Like, I don't have a food. I have Dead in hand. Right, I have a treasure. That's what I'm saying. I can just not cast this and then sack the treasure to get in 4 damage. But then I can't cast something like a Thoughtseize. You know what I mean? Maybe I do just get Thoughtseize. Yeah, actually, I think I'm just going to get Thoughtseize. Could also get Sheoldred, but they just have Binding for Sheoldred, right? Honestly, I'm kind of down to just get Thoughtseize and try to just beat them with Creature Land. Because they can't Binding the Creature Land. Like, I guess I'll take Binding, but their hand just kind of sucks. Guess they're at 20, though, and it's going to take a while for Den to kill them. Good draw step. I mean, there's just no point in playing the Devil. I'm just going to kill it. No attack. I can't attack because I have to cast the Dispute. Or I have to cast the Intent. So I was not able to attack, unless I chose not to cast the Intent. But you have to cast the spell right when the Fable is resolving. Alright, we're just going to go to game 3. I can't beat that. Maybe if they didn't draw Kenrith. I guess I could bring in Dreadbore. Honestly, the way that these games play out, I kind of just want to fucking go blank them. But I don't know if that's too loose. Like, they just have so many removal spells. What if I just say, fuck the claims? You know what? Let's do this. This is going to look a little weird, but I kind of think I like this plan. Yeah, like, they're just bringing in, like, 1,000 removal spells. Go blank just fucking shits on them, you know? Hands based. It is very based and very pog. Ooh! What you working with, Brosif? Our hand's very, very good. Jesus Christ. They can cast Binding on 2, right? Yeah. I think I have to take Binding. I don't even know, dude. This is really tough. I think I'm taking Binding. I just hope that I can draw a Kari Zevs for this. Because they also now don't have a direct answer to the devil. I think with Sword, Fable, or Fire. Hopefully I just draw a land and don't have to sack this. Ugh, it's like the worst draw. Really need to land off this Witness. Okay, I got 2 of them. So, like, now they play Fable, and then I play a second Devil. Like, I think that's fine. I guess it's not fine if they find Verdict for the 2 Devils, but... I don't want to feel this way forever. That's not great. It's good if I find a cat. I guess if they chump block, I might not play the second Devil, but... Timmy, thank you for the 5. God, they did chump block. Does that mean they fucking drew Verdict? Am I supposed to play around it? The problem with not playing the Devil is they just play the Omnath, right? And I can't attack. Slam second oven, hold up food. Like, that just doesn't even beat the Omnath, though, right? They go Fires Omnath, then what do I do? Like, I'm still kind of in a bad spot. I draw a cat. But I don't have enough mana to play the second Devil and the cat, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I think I have to play the Devil. I think it's my only chance of beating the Omnath. Just like, I don't know, it just feels like so obvious that they have it. Like, why the hell else would they block? You know? So I feel like I'm just debating myself, but I don't know. Well, I think maybe there's an argument for, like, waiting till they put the Omnath into play and then forcing them to Verdict. You know, so they're, like, verdicting their own Omnath, but... You! So their hand is Boseiju, Omnath, X. Boseiju, Omnath, X, huh? Alright, well, just have to do this, I guess. I think. I want to play MTGO, but I'm having trouble convincing my parents. I'd like to use the 30 notes musketeer by Chunky Pioneer decks. Any advice? I don't know if I have any advice for that. Bro! Get better parents, yeah. Oh, they played the Boseiju. Okay. Sure. Wait, why didn't they just get back the Bone Crusher? Oh, this is 5 mana, right? Okay, never mind. Whatever, take it. I guess. I can't even block here. Why are they not attacking? They can just put 2 counters on this. Oh, they only have 1 green mana, okay. Whatever, take this. I don't think I have any outs. This sucks. Yeah, they would have definitely lost it, but my draws were just kind of horrible games 2 and 3. Bit big on 3. Alright, I'll do my best. This hand is so mid. I'm gonna ship it. I mean, I think this is better, but not by a lot. Yeah, GG's. Okay. This matchup is traditionally very good. My hand is not the best against them, but... Pull me out from the wreckage, I won't go. I bet big on this one. Alright, let's go. Dauntless Bodyguard. No blocks. No blocks here. At least I don't have Dahlia. I think it's better to hold up Dispute here. So I can set up probably block, sack, Dispute. And then if I draw an untap land... Okay, this kind of works out. Oh, now they target the Aspirant. Alright, we need the Massacre. We need the Massacre. Why would they target that? Guess it's better if I have Fatal Push. Oh, I guess it's the same thing, yeah. Wait, now I can just trade for this. How important is it to cast this Dispute? Versus just trading for this. Neatrom Flight, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate you. Says using my Prime sub to avoid ads. There you go. That's what you do, chat. That's what you do. Thank you for the 2 months. When Vintage? Probably for Eternal Weekend, whenever that is. I think I'm just gonna trade. I think I have to get risky here. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. Obviously find a tap land. I guess I can go Epicure, untap land, hold up Dispute. I don't think that's a winning line, though. I think I just kind of have to play the Devil. God, this is so bad. Epicure, Dispute. Yeah, I guess this is maybe fine. Can try to, like, maybe block this, and then Dispute, sack the Blood token, set up a Devil turn, maybe. Bert for President, thank you for that Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Vintage Qualifier on Sunday. I don't know what I'm doing on Sunday. Animate Mutable, which means they probably have Lieutenant. No Lieutenant. Yeah. So this is 11 damage. Well, I guess I gotta block. This matchup is good, but not when you draw these clunky cards. At 5, can go play Mayhem Devil. I think I'm dead no matter what, but I guess we can try. Crack this for this. Ping this. I think I'll give you another chance. What are my outs? I don't know if I have any outs. I think it's Witness. Go block here, block here. I'm still dead on board if I Witness. If I play Witness, I'm dead on board. They just fire up Mutavault, I block 2 3s, and I take 5. I guess I maybe just have to hope they don't see it. I don't think I have any outs, though. Like, even if I loot into Fatal Push, I don't have an untapped Black Source to be able to cast it, so... I'm trying to watch Justin take down another Vintage event. Is Justin going to win the qualifier? I hope he does. That'd be dope. Maybe they just won't see it. Math is hard. Math is very hard. I think they have seen the line, chat. I think they have found the line. Didge. Alright, matchup gets a lot better post-board. I'll tell you that much. Sheoldred, poop. Fable, too slow. Kari Zev's too slow. And cut the third intent, I think. Yeah, it's like kind of clunky against Thalia. I think that's Gucci. Once they're all sideways, yeah. One mana creature palpability. Yeah, just keep shoving. Just keep on shoving. Yeah, math is very hard. I'm with you. No, we're going to be testing Greasefang probably on Friday. I've been playing this deck all night, trying to, like, tell myself that it's good. And I think this deck is okay, but this is not the best intent shell. We're going to play Jund Citadel after this. Ready for regionals? What, next week? I still don't know what I'm playing. I'm deciding between, like, 6 decks right now. I mean, I have the Massacre in my opening hand, so I should probably keep, I guess? It's like the upside of not having to tutor for that's pretty pog. I guess. Nah, Pioneer's dope. I like Pioneer a lot. Okay, not a bad draw. Probably gonna block sack Dispute. Any slots open for tomorrow to the decks? No, tomorrow is full, and then the week after the week of release, which is not actually going to be next week because I'm in Atlanta next week, so it's the week after that. That week is also full. Those are not good cards. Rude. I guess I kind of have to just Fatal Push this thing now. Like, I just can't afford to have them have Brave. But I can't use the treasure either. Am I partying every night in Atlanta? I mean, ideally I'm going to be winning the tournament, so probably not. Swamp. I'm not even greedy. I'll even take like a... Fuck off. Well, I guess they also didn't play a land. So I guess I play Epicure. What if I looted away the cat? It's probably a little bit better, I think. Okay, I'm gonna play that tapped, I think. Kind of sucks that this is gonna get a 3rd point of toughness. A 4th point of toughness, even worse. Okay, well, at least I can set up... I guess I can set up Oven plus Claim this turn, which is not awful. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I can just play the Devil this turn, right? Okay, this is kind of tough. Play Devil this turn. If they play a human, I respawn, kill the Lieutenant, take 6. Then I don't have the Treasure in play, which is kind of awkward. Because I have to go, my Wi-Fi is acting up again. I know I'm going to ask my dad to buy for Black Friday. There you go, there you go. I think I'm supposed to play the Devil. It's kind of close, but... Like, the fact that I don't have a 4th mana source after I sack this treasure token, which I probably will have to do this turn, it's kind of tough. Because I need 4 mana to be able to go Oven plus Claim. Tomb and Spike are going to scrub out and get drunk and do a hot tub stream. There you go. That's what's going to happen. I mean, again, that's all up to Spike. If Spike wants to do that, I'm down. He has the final say. Yeah. I definitely have to kill that. I don't love it, but... So I'm taking 8. Going to 6. Then he got a man. Alright, Drill Land, which is good. So I guess I go... Oven... Claim. I think I should steal... Huh. I almost want to keep the Thalia in play. So the reason I want to keep the Thalia in play... No. Because they can just kill the Oven, right? Now that I have 4 mana, I don't think I care as much about the Thalia. Yeah, I'm gonna let them have the Thalia, I think. 3 mana they need. Right, that's what I'm saying, is that, like, it also messes with their Brave. It messes with their Brave plays, and, like, I can just chump block Thalia with this next turn. It's not that big of a deal. I think it's okay. Yeah, this makes sense. They know their thing's dying anyways. They might as well just sack it. Sure. Take 3 less damage. Oh, shit. I forgot I had a cat in my graveyard. Okay, this is fucking bog. I should have attacked with the Devil. Why didn't I attack with the Devil? That's bad. I def should have attacked with the Devil there. I totally forgot I had these cats in the graveyard. Okay, this is just cracked. They are extremely didge. I'm just gonna leave the Thalia in play. For a little bit. But yeah, I definitely should have attacked with everything last turn. I was thinking that I wanted more chump blockers back, but... This is fine. We're still, like, you know, a massive favorite to win this game. Sure. Fatal Push. Yeah, let's actually just kill the soldier. Attack for 4. And then we have the cats. Because I can't ping the soldier with the Devil trigger, so I'd rather just kill it. There's a poll. What's the poll? Who would watch a Doom and Spike live hot tub stream in Atlanta? I mean, everybody should be voting yes. Everybody should be voting yes, right? Alright, get the cat back. Sack. I think they're dead. I'm not very good at math, but I think they're dead. 8, 7, 6. Yeah, they should be dead. Sack this. They go to 5. 4, 3. 4, 3, 2. Yeah, they're dead. Okay. Right. Red. Dome shot you. Alright, game 3. Let's go. I am back. Hopefully my Wi-Fi doesn't act up again for the rest of the stream. I'll see the Citadel deck. I got you. Next league. Next league. I know. I spent a lot of time on this deck. I spent a lot of time because this was my baby. But we'll play it. We'll get at least 1 League of Citadel in. We'll donate so you write my name on your body. So it's like that, like that. Like that, like that. It's that kind of stream, huh? This hand looks good. Keep it. Someone is dumping points in the no. Oh no, you hate to see it. Who's doing it? You hate to see it. Show yourself. As if the short run up to get me, boy. If Dahlia, I'm probably just gonna push it. Oh, they have Rest in Peace. I guess that makes this game a little bit harder. You can still easily win. I guess not easily, but we can still win. We can still win. We just need to find a Mayhem Devil. Oh, the combo deck. Combo. That's what we call a combo. Alright. You can go. Combo. Yeah, ABR is dope. The song is so good. Wait, there's a new ABR track? I haven't heard it yet. Well, we're going to change that right now. Let's listen to it together, chat. Is it Ancestry? Ooh. Ooh! Fucking slaps, dude. Jahani's? What's that? What's that? Is it by Fat Man? It's a 38-second song. Is it this? It's 38 seconds, dog. Is that what you want? Talk to me, Distinction. Talk to me. I'm passing. Oh, timeout and mod. Okay. Alright, mods, get him. Mods, get him. My bad, my bad. Get him, mods. 5 minutes. Wait, is that Howard Jones? Bro, Howard Jones on this track? Shut the fuck up. 5 minutes. Howard Jones is on this track, dude? Oh my god. This song is crazy, dude. Oh my god. Oh, it's not Jones? Why not block? I was thinking about double blocking, but I wanted to try and draw like some way to sack something. I guess I'm just gonna cast Extinction Event now. Yeah. Maybe I fucked up. Could have maybe done something a little bit better. Yeah, I guess if I was planning on casting Extinction Event next turn anyways, I could have blocked, but it wasn't like clear that I was gonna cast it, but attacking first would deal 1. No, because they had a 3/2 lifelink blocker. How would I deal 1 point of damage? How am I dealing 1 point of damage versus their 3/2 lifelink blocker? If I draw a sack, I'll let you already have claim. Yeah, I guess that's fair. That's fair. No, it was still untapped. It was still untapped. This song is so sick. Brutal Cathar. Okay. Not a bad draw. Although, I think they might have another Brutal Cathar in hand, which makes this a little awkward. I mean, there's not a lot I can do about it, but yeah, that token was extra dead. Portable Hole the Oven. Okay. Do they also have Cathar? That's not a bad one. Obviously not just going to sack the Mayhem Devil. I'm going to offer the trade of Mutavault for Den. I have a second creature land anyways. Maybe this is bad because they just blocked the token. Oh, they had a Gonjo. Well, I mean, I still have a token to sack to Intent, so it's not that bad. Did I keep the Sheoldred in? Ah, fuck, I boarded out the Sheoldred. I also boarded out the Fable. And I don't have the Ob, so I guess we're just getting another Mayhem Devil. Eaten alive. This castle's really fucking annoying. Can I just fire up the Hive, maybe? Could fire up the Hive. I think it's maybe better to just get the Mayhem Devil. I really don't know. This is tough. Meathook Massacre? Meathook Massacre does nothing against the Rest in Peace. I think I'm just getting a Devil. Survey the Wreckage. Is Bro at MTG already? So, kind of. Bro is... They added Bro to the platform with the new update, but the cards aren't... They haven't released the actual cards yet, but you can play with reprints. Yeah. If I fire up the Hive and attack with both, they can animate Mutavault and double block the Devil, which is kind of bad for me. So I think I'm supposed to just attack for 3. And then if they fire up Mutavault to double block, I can crack the food to kill the token. I go to 11, play Witness, pass. I was about to lose my shit, not a lot of time testing. Yeah, I know, right? I know. More tokens. Another Devil would be sweet. Play Devil, sack this, kill 2 tokens. And then they wouldn't have enough to both activate 4... Yeah, they can't do both. Diabolic Intent and Fauna Shaman. Don't forget about Brushland. Brushland's actually kind of lit. I'm not apeshit, but thank you for offering. I appreciate you. Thank you for the offer. Deadly Dispute, huh? Kind of want to just dispute sack the Witness. I think I'm gonna go upstairs. Might be wrong, but I'm just trying to get them dead. Okay. So now if I attack with Mayhem Devil... Yeah, attacking is fine. Although I guess attacking plays into a second Aganjo. Yeah, whatever. They don't have 2 Aganjos. We'll triple block. Yeah, I have a food and a treasure token. We're just gonna chump block. Alright, play dead. Tip it. Yeah, yep. Grinding through this castle is gonna take a while. I'm kind of fucked as soon as they find an answer for the Mayhem Devil. So let's hope they don't find that for a while. We kind of have to find a second Devil as well. Find a second Devil, they're pretty close to dead. Celestia Boat, yeah. There's a lot of cool things that Brushland opens up, like the just green-white decks, right? Like Boggles, Boats, Scales, maybe. Some cool stuff that Celestia that we've tried in the past that just didn't work because the mana wasn't playable, you know? They're running low on outs. They've only used 1 Brutal Cathar. Got plenty of those left. Are we getting frisky with a Mutavault? Are we getting frisky with a Mutavault? Seems like we might be. Maybe they drew Lieutenant? If they go... Let's see what they do. I mean, if they play Lieutenant, I'll probably just kill these 2. I don't give a shit about that. Alright, let's just untap first, I think. Well, actually... 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What I can do... Actually, this is kind of pog. Okay, I'm gonna end of turn sack the food to kill Thalia. Because this allows me to fire up the den and have mana to cast Dispute and use the treasure. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4. Animate Den. Play Springs, go to combat. Yeah, this I think works out pretty good for us. You have 1 with Dispute and then Hive activation. Well, I think I'd rather fire up the den. Okay. I'm just going to let them go to blocks. Maybe I shouldn't let them go to blocks. Because I'm just going to do this anyways. Maybe this is worse. Yeah, well, the problem with doing this before damage, it was they could just double block the den, right? If I kill the Mutavault before blocks, they just double block the den. I don't know, it's kind of close. That's why I wanted to let them block first. Oh, okay, they just scooped. Nice rest in peace. Easy! 3-2. Alright, well, after playing this deck for about 4 hours, I have learned that this card isn't quite as good as I thought it was. I think a couple of copies are fine in this deck. 1, maybe 2 copies tops, but... Yeah, I think, I don't know. not as good as I thought it was in this deck. So we'll maybe try some other stuff. Maybe we'll be able to showcase that to you guys on the YouTube channels, which if you're watching...